This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. We may be a comic duo, but we take mental health very serious. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service and is completely online. BetterHelp is a network with over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, answer a few questions, and BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network.
You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/amp. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/amp. Ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Are you
We're
ready?
recording 2 episodes in one night because we have so much to say.
What do they say? Chopping 2 bushes with one bird?
Is that what it is?
No, it's killing 2 birds with one stone.
Oh. It's like, that's so violent, chopping. The word
chopping 2 bushes with one bird. Throwing stones at birds.
Hi, AMP listeners.
Hello.
So our natural, what do you want to call it?
Are you over there spreading your butt cheeks?
No, you know what's, and speaking of, yeah. So I have shorts on and we have these comfy chairs, but my skin is getting stuck to the chair and I'm uncomfortable anyways. So we're back to like our natural, like, a comedy routine, right?
Yeah.
Because if you haven't listened to The Clopen Effect, it's a funny retail podcast that we started, over 2 years ago. We have 123 episodes.
Yeah.
And then we decided to start Anxiety Makes Me Poop,
Yes.
which we call it AMP.
I like how you say we.
Yes.
You were like, hey, I'm going to do this. Do you want to do it with me? And I was like, sure. Because that's me. Just, I'm along for the ride on whatever Meredith decides we're doing.
Our first 5 or 6 episodes were very serious.
Yes.
And I feel like this is us now.
Okay.
So welcome to the combo of AMP and Clopen
I was
Gals.
like, welcome to the clample. Makes me
Clamp.
poop. It's the clamp.
And we just had so much fun yesterday. Well, I mean, sort of.
I did. I don't know about you.
And this is so funny that we're chatting about it because, like, Steve, my husband, when he sees something online, like on the socials, and someone's very specific about something that happened, he'll look at me and he'll say, why does everyone have to share everything on the socials?
It's oversharing.
And
That's what we do.
Here we are.
TMI. Are you ready for some TMI?
So for those that don't know, and I'm actually going to say it, I'd never say it on the Clopen, but I am 47 years old.
Oh my God, you never told me your real age.
I know.
Oh
I
my
never
God.
remember. I always have to ask my husband. Actually, I might even be older than that or younger. I can't remember. But
No, you haven't had your birthday yet.
I haven't had
this
my
year,
birthday.
so.
It's coming up. And I've never had a colonoscopy.
Me neither.
Ever. I know. It's terrible. Now, your husband's had them.
I'm going to wait a couple more years.
Well, you're younger than me.
Yes. My husband has to have them because he has family history of colon cancer.
Yes.
So
very serious.
I think when he turned like 40 or 45, they were like, yep, you got to start doing it.
Yes. So since I've been 40, so
Yeah.
many years, every doctor I see says, you need to go. You need to go. Even though it doesn't run in my family. Nothing runs in my family. We all live long lives.
Yeah.
So I don't really worry. Obviously it just happened yesterday. I have 4 days to wait and see if there's anything. But so I finally went. So before we even start, go do it. It's not bad. I'm going to tell you all about it.
You know what? She showed me pictures of her butthole.
It's not my butthole.
All right. She literally showed me pictures of her colon, and it was very clean. I'm here to testify.
I was so proud of myself. The doctor walked in after, and he goes, great job prepping.
You're like, I shit my brains out.
So I'm going to start from the beginning here and tell everyone all about this. So when I first had to go, I was having stomach issues.
Yes.
I have very high anxiety.
Yes.
And it causes intestinal cramping and makes me shit sometimes.
It's fine. We all poop.
Yes,
Don't
we all
deny
poop.
it.
Sometimes I poop 4 or 5 times a day. Depends on what kind of meeting. It depends on who I talk to. It depends on who. I mean, I could even get an anxiety attack just talking to someone at a store, and they won't let me go. Like they want to keep talking, and then the butt cheeks start sweating.
Yeah. That's very similar to like Kevin's experience, which if you've listened to his haircut, it's just the feeling of being trapped, and then you start getting anxious. Like, what if something happens and I can't walk away? And then something's gonna happen because you can't walk away.
Yes, and you're holding things in your hand, and you have to go through the cash register, but you're still like have to take a dump, and you're just like, oh my god! And then you let out a little fart, and it smells. It's just so much trouble. I know y'all are laughing, and it's all happened to you.
Gosh.
If it hasn't happened to you, then you shouldn't even be listening, and you shouldn't even be here.
It reminds me of James and the Bad Potatoes. That's another Clopen episode.
Oh god!
Where
he blamed the potatoes.
He has no shame in just letting them rip, but he was trying to be quiet about it, and some lady was like, "What is that smell?" That's bad potatoes.
So 2 months ago, I went to the doctor and I said I'm having stomach issues, and he said, "Well, we're gonna before I do anything or decide on anything, help you with your stomach. We need to do a colonoscopy." And I said, "Fine." And so I made the appointment. And I thought, oh, yeah, no, I'm totally clear. But then realized, and you were very kind, you took off 3 days. Not all in a row, but every time I canceled, you're like, oh, my God. Okay, fine. I'll move it to the next day.
I'll go take that request out.
You were kind enough to drive me there because I did not want to fart in front of my husband on the way home, and I had no idea how I was going to react.
Yeah.
He's taken me to surgeries.
Right.
But I didn't have to worry about farting, getting sick, anything like that, or the whole process. So I asked you to go. And so this was 2 months ago, and I made an appointment, and I realized I had a concert the night before. Well, that's not going to work because you have to prep.
And then we had Johnny's retirement party.
And then your husband's retirement party, and I did not want you spending all day with me and then having to plan for his party the next day. It was the next day. So it's been 2 months. So finally there was nothing. We took a 3-day weekend, which was nice, and you spent all day Monday with me. That was very kind of you. So let's talk about the prep. So I'm a reader. I go on TikTok. I look up colonoscopy prep. I need to know what to expect.
Right.
What I'm noticing is that there's different ways to clean out.
Yeah.
Some people have Miralax. Some people have little bottles that we talked about, clear bottles. Some people are taking pills. I heard my brother-in-law took pills. I got the gallon jug. It must be the way that the doctor decides, or maybe that's what the pharmacy has.
Maybe that's what they like. Maybe certain doctors like you to be cleaned out in certain ways.
Different ways, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad that it wasn't the pills because I feel like the pills work differently with everyone. It depends on the acid in your stomach. It breaks down differently. Who knows how long it's going to last? Yeah. So it truly is not that. Everyone says, oh, the prep's the worst. But I knew what to expect. I did not eat at all on Sunday. The test was at 9:30, 10:30 on Monday. So Saturday night, Steve and I went out. I had a nice old fashioned and some salad. And then that was it. And I was telling you, like around 8 o'clock on Saturday, I'm like, I'm not really hungry, but should I eat? Because I'm not going to be able to eat till like Monday night or, because you even told me you're not going to be in the mood to eat on Monday. So I'm like, 2 days without food is going to be rough. But I was not hungry. So Sunday morning, I wake up. I have coffee with no cream in it. No problem. Still woke me up. I did a few things around the house. I planned to work on the computer all day, and it was July. I think we're probably in August now. Yeah. And so it was Hallmark Christmas, and I just kept my mind going, watched some movies, worked on the computer, and I just knew, keep your mind off of eating. I bought Jell-O that was peach and not strawberry. There was another one because you can't have red, purple, or blue. Oh, right? You don't want to have those colors in anything that you decide to have during your liquid diet on the day before. So I had my coffee, and then I had some Jell-O, and then I had a lot of vegetable broth. Yeah. Do the broth. Or if you do chicken, beef, whatever. Full. Yeah, I do vegetable broth. It did. So, because they allow you to have popsicles. Oh, yeah. That are not red, purple, or blue.
Well, geez, those are the best flavors.
Not bad. I had a coconut one.
Okay.
I had a peach one.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad. That's the other flavor of Jell-O I had. Yeah. I had peach, and then I had some Starburst one, which was super great. Oh. I probably will never eat it again, though, because it just was.
No. Because now you ate it for prep.
Yes,
so that's what you'll associate it with forever. It's that muscle memory. You're like, no.
And I read through the directions 100 times, and I was supposed to start the first half of the gallon at 6 p.m. and get done by 8 p.m. So I was like, okay, I have no idea. I was watching TikTok, and people were saying how they got so full they couldn't finish. They were vomiting because they drank it too fast. So I drank the first cup, probably 16 ounce, the first half hour. Yeah. At 6 to 6:30.
And what did it taste like?
It's salty.
Oh, really?
It's salty. So what I did was I added a sun-kissed, what are those called? Like water?
The powder enhancers?
Yes.
Water enhancers?
It was like one of the, what are those called? Like
the sticks.
Sticks, the sticks.
Yeah.
So I will never have that again either because of that.
Yeah.
But it was a peach mango orange flavor, something like that. That helped.
Yeah.
And they said that you can use Mios.
Okay,
so I bought a lemonade Mio. So that wasn't too bad either. So I really didn't taste it. You could still kind of taste the salty. But the stick really helped.
Okay, because you pick up the gallon jug and it has powder in it, right?
Correct. And then you add water.
I see, because I have some experience in watching people do this.
Yes, right. And I added water and I drank half of it. But actually what I did was, because then I had to go from 6 to 8, I didn't know how long my body was going to go to the bathroom after that. Yes.
Oh, or how long it was going to
How long it was going to poop for.
Okay.
And then I had to get up again at 3:30 in the morning because it depended on my appointment, which was I had to be at the hospital by 9:30.
Yeah.
And we had an hour drive.
Yeah.
So then I was able to.
That was probably the worst, is getting into the car knowing you're going to be in it for an hour and going, I hope I don't have to poop.
Yes.
But we prepared you. We brought you wet wipes and everything. Just in case we had to stop somewhere.
Yes. So from 6 to 8, at 7 o'clock, it started. And the crazy thing is, I know this is going to be way TMI, but I don't care. I knew when it was going to stop because you only go to the bathroom with the amount that you drink.
Oh.
Think about it. Like there's nothing else forcing through anything but that.
I had one more question about the drink.
Yeah.
Now, is it thick or is it water?
It definitely feels thick when you're drinking it.
Viscous.
I was like getting ready to like suck it down, and it's
I'm thinking like it's not like Jell-O shot thick.
No. It's less than that, but like more than water.
Gravy?
A little less than that as well.
Okay, so watery gravy.
Yeah. And that was the one thing I did not expect. I'm glad you brought that up. It was the consistency.
Yeah.
That I was like, I went to go drink it. I'm like, oh, whoa, that's not water. That's not water.
Because I don't know if you've ever seen, it's called like Thicket.
Yes, like a thickener.
And it's for people who have trouble swallowing or stuff like that, And that's what I imagined it was like Jell-O.
Yes.
But it's not that thick.
Not that thick, yes. Okay. So 6 to 8, 7 o'clock it started. It's wild because you clean out. You can feel your stomach rumbling and then that's it. It just goes through. Then it's like water.
The end of a drain.
Oh,
at the end of a tub, it's like.
And I was trying to be polite with my family. I just kept flushing. I was trying to be polite. They left me alone. We have our own little master bath.
Like, Mom's in the bathroom again.
Yeah. My husband actually came up. He goes, "How's it going?" I go, "Can you hear me?"
You can't hear me farting up here, can you?
There's no farts.
No?
There's no farts.
Okay, so
it's just cleaning you out.
This is Meredith's experience, and I think because she's a very healthy person, and she's like, I had a salad before I started prep, and then I made sure I didn't eat anything, and I ate Jell-O and broth, and like other people are like, I'm gonna eat a cheeseburger before I go, and then that makes it bad.
Yeah, it does make it worse.
Yeah.
I did hear from the doctor. He said if you eat red meat, please no red meat the week before. Like just really try to eat healthy the week before, and then obviously the day before, nothing. It's liquids only, or like popsicles.
Yeah.
Because he has told me that he goes to start and realizes that someone ate and didn't clean out good, and he has to stop the whole thing.
And then he's just digging his camera into poop.
Nope, they won't do it. They'll just completely go, nope. Oh
my God.
So yeah, so he kind of was like, not really joking around about it, but he was actually saying, please don't do that to any of us. That's a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you have the nurse that comes in and preps you. They do the IV. They ask all the questions.
Yeah.
Then you have the anesthesiologist that comes in, asks you all the same questions. Then there's another nurse in the room. Then there's the doctor. So there's 4 people that are booked for an hour for you. And if you don't do it right,
You're talking to U.S. citizens. Nobody's time matters besides our own. I drove an hour to get here. You're going to tell me you're not going to do this to me? You're not going to put the camera up my butt because I ate a cheeseburger on the way? I was hungry.
I did see some videos we talked about this. They may have had diabetes or something.
Yeah.
And the morning, 24 hours before, they were told that they could have like high grain piece of bread or toast and 2 eggs.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably someone that maybe needs to have that protein before they start the fast.
Right.
Or the liquid diet. So the worst part for me, so everyone talks about the prep and how it's just gross and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I loved it. I lost 3.7 pounds. I was like, hell yeah.
Meredith's like, can you just give me like 2 of those every month? Not the colonoscopy, just the jug.
Just the jug. Just give me the jug.
The prep.
I just felt so great and light and hungry. But the worst part for me was having to set the alarm for 3 a.m. knowing I had to do the last half of the jug.
Yeah.
That was like, ugh. Because I already knew what the flavor was. I knew what it was going to, so and then I knew I wasn't going to have any kind of reaction to it. So I just drank the rest of it fast.
Yeah.
And then it did hit me for a couple hours. But I timed it perfect. Because then 4 hours before you are to be at the hospital, you don't want anything.
Right.
No water, no nothing. And I timed myself. I had all my alarms on. And it was 6:30. I had to stop.
Yeah.
7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. Because 10:30 was my test. And luckily we were a little bit later. So I was even less than that. I stopped. So when we were driving there, I had no problems, no accidents, no nothing. Like I didn't even have to. When we got there, I think I had to pee. Yeah. But that was it.
Yeah.
Because I took a little sip of water. But yeah, so if you do
one
it right,
sip of water, I'd have been dying.
But it went right through me.
Yeah.
And I kept telling you, I got like some weird cotton mouth. Yeah. Like it was just so weird. Like it was like the paste of your toothpaste couldn't really leave, like, so you're like,
because you didn't drink anything after you brushed your teeth.
Right? You just rinse it out.
It's like, what? There's nothing. All my saliva is gone.
So, I mean, you probably hear like nightmare stories of it, but really, if you just do it right, if you just prep right.
If you talk to my husband, he will tell you it's a totally different experience. He has never been more violated in his life. And it was the most awful thing. And, well, I was laughing because I think the last time they didn't put him into Twilight, like they refused to. Because this MFer tries to drive himself there and drive himself back.
Oh, yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's another one.
Johnny.
So the nurse calls twice. They first call to make sure that you've picked up your jug because I guess people, sometimes there's problems like a couple days before, they go to pick it up and then maybe the pharmacy doesn't have it or they just don't go get it. So again, you're wasting people's time because you have a slot, right?
Right.
And they do one after the other
on
the
place
hour.
Was busy.
They also, and then so that the first nurse calls and just makes sure that you're ready and they just ask all the questions, The second nurse calls and gives you your time of when you're going to be showing up. And every nurse, and as soon as you get there, they ask, who's driving you? Who's taking care of you?
And who is that person to you?
Yes.
Who is that person to you?
Yes, every single time. Yeah. Well, who's Cassandra? Because you brought me and I said, that's my friend. Okay. And then who's taking care of you when you get home? I said, she'll drop me off and my husband will be there. I said, he has to work. That's why she's driving me. And I had to say that 3 times.
Yeah.
So I'm laughing on my way home when we were on Monday when we were laughing because the nurse was going to write your name and your phone number down. And she said, and who are you? And I said, that's my friend. You go, best friend.
Best friend. No, I'm her best friend.
Best friend.
The only one she'll fart in front of.
Yeah. And did I?
No.
I had no farts.
I kept looking at you while I was driving. I'm like, are you farting right now? And you're like, dude, I haven't farted.
No. Okay, so let's talk about the prep while you're at the hospital.
Yeah.
So that was the prep that you have to please do it right.
Yeah.
Because the cleaner you are, the more they can look. You're sleeping through it all. So it's not like you're even going to know what they're doing. And they do this all the time. Like the doctor has, my doctor has Mondays and Fridays. That's all he does all day long. He sees a lot of butts. Don't worry about it. Go get it done.
I was like, who decides like I'm a look at buttholes for a living?
And I said maybe there's like a high demand for them.
High demand because nobody wants to do it, so you get paid more.
And I mean, honestly, like if you think about it, colon cancer, you hear it from people. And you're like, oh my, and it's fast. It's unfortunately, it's a fast killer. So just get it done. So let's talk about prep at the hospital.
Yeah.
So the hospital I went to, they were super amazing.
It was beautiful.
They made sure that you were there for me. Yeah. She asked if you were going to hang around. You're like, yeah, walk around the hospital. It's a beautiful, huge hospital. So they
with
take
my
me
super
back.
loud flip-flopping through the hospital
You did. That was so funny. And we were laughing walking in the hospital because I'm like, your 2 steps were like one of mine.
I was like, flip, 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 flip. And Meredith's just strolling.
Yeah, I'm a little taller than you, so it was pretty funny. It was making me laugh. Oh, gosh. So I don't know if it's because of it's just an uncomfortable thing. Nobody likes to even talk about it. My mom even called me yesterday and she was like, I didn't even know you were doing this. I'm like, well, I don't really want to announce it. But the staff was amazing. Like they just said, and why are you here? And you would tell them, okay, perfect. So here's what we're going to do. And they talked through it all. They do give you an IV so that they can knock you out while and it's great. It's like the best 30-minute nap ever. Yeah. And they let you hang out there. This hospital let me know exactly. I mean, they said the doctor's running just a little bit late. We're going to get you in there at 10:43. The nurse came at 10:43.
Really? Yeah.
I gave her my phone. They hang it up. They hang the phone up in a bag, and it follows you everywhere, including your clothes. And I mean, that's it. You just go into a room, and it's not like if you've had a surgery before, like your gallbladder, right?
Yeah,
or like my shoulder. They kind of get you into this room, and it's just
white.
Yeah, it's just a little bit different. It's more like going into, for those that had an ultrasound done before, it's kind of like going into that room. Now, that might just be my hospital. I was not overwhelmed by going into this room.
Yeah.
It just, because you could see like I don't know how else to explain it, but it wasn't overwhelming. When I went to go get my shoulder done, I felt like the room was very big. They like stretched my arms out and, they go to put the mask on, and it was just a way different experience. This one was very calming. Like the nurse came in and said,
well, I'm just thinking about when I went and got my gallbladder taken out, and they said you can take off everything. You can leave your underwear on.
Oh.
Right? So I left my underwear on, and I think they said I could leave my socks on too.
Okay.
So then after I woke up, I just imagined myself like sprawled out with my titties hanging out on this table. Like that's anytime I think about getting my gallbladder, I'm like, they all saw my titties. Because that was one thing I said, because you said, what did you do while I was in there? I said, I walked a couple laps. I went to the cafeteria, had a little snack, played on my phone, and then like, boom, you were done. But I'm like, I was just like making sure I didn't walk into any restricted areas. I said, because I didn't want to be like, what's in here? There's Meredith, like legs spread out, like butt up in the air. They're cleaning her out. Like it's like a liposuction machine right up her butt. Hey, I know that girl.
When we were on the way home, you were like, yeah, well, breakfast was over. So I had to wait for lunch. I can imagine you walking tell her when she wakes up that there's no breakfast left. She wanted pancakes. We just got to wait for lunch now. Okay. Everything else going good? I'm out.
Everything good. Got her butt up in the air, plunging her out. Perfect. Get good pictures.
Oh, gosh.
Because that was my question. How were you positioned?
Perfect
when
question.
They put the tube up your butt?
So they wheel you in, you're on your back, and they ask you to roll onto your left side.
Oh,
and
okay.
And honestly, they keep you completely covered the whole time.
Until you pass out, and then they just go, look at them titties.
No. So that you roll onto your left side, and she puts kind of like a pad underneath your left cheek.
Because
she's like, lift up a little bit for me. Well, no, I had nothing left.
Well,
so
you're going to drool out your butt. I'm sure they lube it up real good.
Do you know that's the first thing I thought of when I woke up? I'm like, am I wet? No, okay, I'm good.
Well,
I was
they
totally
gotta lube it up, right?
Okay, I don't know. I was
up
sleeping,
really good.
I'm sure.
They gotta lube up the tube to like shove the camera up your butt, right?
You make it sound so
well. I'm sorry. Can we have a doctor, please? Confirm that you lube up the butthole before you shove it up there.
Oh gosh.
And then they just wipe you up with a wet nap, take a little poop towel, clean you up, hang it on the hook.
That's it.
Hanging on the special poop towel hook, and then you're done.
And then you're done.
Okay, because this is going to get way TMI. But, when you go, us women, when we go to the girl doctor and they lube you up a little bit to put the thingy up there.
Yeah.
And then they're like, here's a Kleenex. And you're like, I need like 12 Kleenexes.
Have you seen the size of my coochie? I need more than one. What is this little small square here?
I was like, you use so much. I didn't think you would need that much. Am I just old and dried up down there or what?
Calm it down there.
Why is there so much lube? Jesus.
I'm not that old. It's not dry yet.
I'm crying.
Oh shoot. So
Anyways.
so that's what they do, and it was great. I mean, honestly, it wasn't great, but the experience was fine.
So we're walking together, right? And they're confirming I'm there, and this and that. And you're getting ready to go back. And the lady goes, is this your first colonoscopy? And you go, yes. And she goes, yeah, because you seem in an awfully great mood. Most people are not this happy.
I said, I think I'm just happy all the time. And she was like, wow, that's amazing. And she said it again when we went back there. She was like, you're just like smiling. I'm like, hey, I'm 3.5 pounds lighter. How can I be angry? And now this whole situation, weekend, I didn't fart. Nothing was happening. And she goes, what, do you need to use the bathroom before I take you back? There's no bathrooms back there. I said, absolutely. There's no fan in the bathroom. So I'm like, this will be the one time
that you fart.
That I fart loud into the toilet.
And you come out and everyone's staring at the door and you're just like, shit. Meanwhile, they've been farting in their chairs waiting their turn.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So everything's done. Procedure's done. They wheel me back to the room that I started in.
Yeah.
And I dreamt that the bestie tri-circle was at the beach.
Yeah.
And as soon as I woke up, there were two nurses. One was like doing vitals and stuff, and the other nurse was wheeling me back. I said, whoa. I said, I dreamt. And the one nurse goes to walk out and she goes, you ain't going to remember that dream. I go, I remember it. I was like so excited. I must have been so loud. Like, I'm sure I was just like, I go, I remember it. Me and my besties were on the beach and we were hanging out. And all of a sudden, here I am. And so, and the lady the nurse to the right of me that was checking vitals, she was like, some people they do dream because we don't put you completely under. It's twilight. Yeah. I mean, you sleep. You don't know anything that's going on. She goes, but really people do dream. And I'm like, yeah, I dreamt. Like I was so mad at the other nurse thinking that I wasn't going to remember my dream.
I know. I was just shocked that you were like, I'm done. You can pull the car around. And I'm like, they haven't called me yet.
You did say that.
But you were done like so quick.
Should you be texting me? Yeah. They haven't called me yet.
I know. I'm like, don't make me go get the car and then I have to sit there and wait forever.
The nurse said, she goes, go ahead and text her. And then when you said that back, I told the nurse, I said, she said that you haven't called her yet. And she goes, I'm giving you permission to text her. It was so cute. They were great.
I was telling Johnny because, he knows, right? And,
yeah, right.
He knows all about it. And I've been there with him with recovering and he farts a lot when he gets his done. And I said, I go, Meredith didn't fart the whole time.
Nope, none.
I go, but she's so skinny. I go, the doctor probably when she was done just rolled her on her back and went right on her abdomen and squeezed out her only fart, her little toot.
I just, and I was wondering about that. I didn't even look it up because I don't want my algorithm to be like that. But I wonder if it depends on the doctor and what they're looking for. It depends on the person and how they prepped.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I was waiting for the doctor and he walked in and he looked at me and he was like, great job prepping. Like I was able to see everything. And then even the pictures show 0. They just show like the intestine only, So I was like, nice
0.
job.
You mean like the number 0, just a pink 0?
Yes, that's about it. As a matter of fact, the one nurse, she was like, these 2 pictures are red. No idea why they're red. You're not red.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
and like you would even know.
No, right.
I thought all my insides were red.
I have no idea. Great. Thanks for the images. So I'm yes, go get it done. Stay safe. I have no idea what they're going to call and tell me in 4 days. I'm sure it'll be fine. It doesn't run in the family. But please go do it. It's very important. Don't let it be too late because colon cancer is a killer. I mean, all cancer sucks.
Yeah.
This one especially. So what I'm going to close with this. I did like colonoscopy prep on TikTok and I was watching all these people and a woman comes up and she says, so I went and got I'm 40 years old and it runs in the family. So I went and got my colonoscopy done and she was telling everyone, go get it done. Even though it's uncomfortable, just make it fun. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
These doctors and nurses.
Take your bestie with you.
Yeah. Take your bestie with you. And the doctors and nurses see butts all day long. It's not like you're anything, special. Your butt's not, don't worry about it. She said, and my doctor allowed me to see a video. She goes, and I thought I'm going to see like, a nice butthole and they're going to go inside it. She goes, all I saw was hair. She goes, the video started and I thought, oh my God, this is the wrong butt. They gave me some old guy's butt. Why am I looking at some old guy's butt? And then it said like to the left, it said her name. She's like, oh my God, my butthole's hairy.
So maybe go get that Brazilian you've been thinking about before you go get your colonoscopy. If you're that worried about it.
Yeah.
Your hairy butthole.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That is so funny. I would die. I would die. A camera going into my butt. No, I couldn't watch it.
Yo, I'm definitely up there. And he goes, yeah, I'll send everything onto your portal page. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Just call me if anything's wrong.
Oh my God.
I don't want to go look.
And then your paperwork with your butthole pictures, and you were like, I have to rip this page out. My husband's going to want to see the paperwork.
Oh, I hid that. It's already filed away to don't look. It's already filed away.
Steve can't
like,
see
why
that.
you got to give me like the whole book of it? Like,
they
I'm good.
They like you to see it.
No,
they
I know.
want you to know what your insides look like.
It's very important. It's very important.
I hope I never have to see a picture of
the
your
doctor
butthole
was like,
again.
oh, and then they remove 4 polyps. And so those are what start the cancer, right?
Yeah.
So they remove 4. And I asked the nurse, I said, is that a lot? She goes, you're not an overachiever. You're not an underachiever either, though. I'm like, all right. But I don't know.
It's better than 10.
I asked you on the way home, we stopped at a really cute breakfast place and I was able to get the pancakes I wanted, and so did you. And I got like an omelet too, because I was pretending to be starving, I guess.
You were starving.
Yeah, I was eating a lot.
Did you poop a lot then the next day?
You know, I didn't.
No.
And I asked you, I said, you know, when they take the polyps out, does that help everything like a little smoother now? But I can't say that I feel any smoother when I go to the bathroom.
Because you said you wanted walnut pancakes, and I was like, I don't know if you should eat nuts.
No, this is what you said. You were driving, and I said, I really could use walnut pancakes, and you whipped your head over and you go, you can't have nuts. Can you have nuts? I don't think you should have nuts. That's what you said.
Because I think they get caught up on your scabs from your bowel.
Yikes.
You don't want anything hanging on in there.
Yeah.
You're all good and cleaned out. Stay that way.
Yes. Oh, yikes. I haven't had nuts yet.
Oh, sick.
You know, on Saturday night, we got home from dinner and I was like, I want a drumstick. You know, those are the freaking best.
Yeah.
And so I go to pull one out and Steve looks at me and he goes, oh, are you supposed to have nuts? Because it's on the top of them. I'm like, oh, no, I can't. So I took a knife and chopped it, and he ate the nuts with the top.
You know what?
The best part, the chocolate.
I feel like the cone is the best part of a drumstick.
Yes, I do like and the bottom with the chocolate in it.
Yeah, I'd have been okay with that.
Yeah.
I'd have been okay with that.
So go get it done. It's not a big deal. It's not a terrible experience. And you know, you can lighten it up. You can make it like I feel like I'm a good patient.
Yeah.
I smile, I chat, I answer all the questions. I was hearing some other people across the way. I don't know if I told you this, but you know, you're not really in an open space, but it's just a curtain in between you and everyone else that's getting this done.
Farting.
Yeah, it's GI, it's pulmonary. There's a couple others. So, you know, who knows what tests are getting done. But there was one woman across the way that was just ripping the farts. So she had a lot of gas that they did for her. But
yeah, as soon as you said you were done, I'm like, are you farting? And you're like, no, not yet.
I had no pressure, nothing.
Is everybody else farting? And you're like, no. And then you're like, wait, yeah.
It was so long. Wow. And I think she was laying on her back with her knees up, and her butt was facing me. So it was like my curtains kind of vibrated a little bit. I was like, what? So also don't be that person that when they come in and they say, you know, oh, we removed, okay, this is exact. Oh, the doctor says we removed 2 polyps. Everything looks great. Oh, 2 polyps. What does that mean, doc? And the doctor's like, we send them off to the lab, and you're going to hear from me in 4 days. 4 days. I have to wait 4 days to find out if he goes, well, actually, everything looked really good. Are you sure? I mean,
my God.
So don't be that patient. Just listen to the doctor.
Positive.
Yeah, think positive.
Yeah.
They'll call you in 4 or 5 days or put it online or whatever you decide to do. But just very dramatic. Don't worry about it until I know it's easier said than done,
Stop
right?
thinking negatively.
Yeah, don't think negative. Think positive. So.
Manifest
Everything
it.
will be manifest positivity. Now again, I don't know the person's background. Maybe they you know, this was a follow-up. So, but no, don't worry. Everything will be fine. So, well, I think that was a TMI episode.
Absolutely.
Which is why we're here.
Poop.
Yep. So if you have any questions, email us. Anxiety makes
Not
me
us,
poop.
just Meredith.
gmail.com.
Make sure
you actually don't email
address
us.
that one to Meredith.
Call your doctor. Go on your little portal. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
Have a great day.
Talk to you in a few weeks.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.